Hello. Today I'm going to ask you, what's your relationship like with your breasts? Now, I'm going to hazard a guess that as I ask that question, you answer it by appraising them. You ask the questions: are they big enough? Are they firm enough? Are they the right shape? Do they bounce but not sag? Are they pert and pretty, or they've become droopy and old and saggy? Do they pass the pencil test? Did they ever pass the bloody pencil test? I'm sure mine didn't. I'm going to hazard a second guess, that as you go through this inner critical checklist, you feel a heaviness growing in your body, like a deep sadness, a weight within you, because it's not easy to assess ourselves against a socially prescribed standard, inevitably come up short, and then feel good in our bodies. And this matters. It matters because we need to feel good about ourselves. We need to feel loved and cherished and desired exactly as we are. And also, importantly, a woman's breasts are fundamental to her orgasmic experience. Yeah, let me say that again. Female orgasm is intrinsically linked to her breasts. Sadly, despite or maybe because of societal obsession with women's breasts, women often find the way that men treat our breasts really irritating. We don't like it, so we spend a lot of time turning away, finding ways to deflect the male attention and push it away and you know, just shielding ourselves from it. Believe it or not, and this is going to shock probably at least 50% of humanity, if not a little bit more, women do not have breasts to delight and please, arouse and stimulate men. Equally, we don't only have breasts to feed our babies, though it's a very special, beautiful and functional role of our breasts. What I want to explain today is that women have breasts for our pleasure, our delight, for our orgasm. Our breasts have the power to take us to the very deepest orgasmic experiences. I'd like you to imagine the female body as a magnet with two opposite poles, so a magnet running through our core. So we have a negative pole, like any magnet, we have a negative pole and a positive pole. And the vagina, where a woman literally receives a man, is the receptive, passive, negative pole. Our breasts are our positive pole. This is where we open, radiate, expand, express and share. Now, the magnet in men, the magnetic pole alignment in men, is the complete opposite. So their positive pole is down in the genitals. That's where they give, that's where they grow and expand, radiate and express and share. And we know this, right? And their receptive, negative pole is up in their breasts. Now, between these two opposite poles within our own bodies, there is a flow of energy that streams or spirals. This energy within us, moving between our poles, is the ultimate source of orgasm. This is where orgasm grows within us. And what's really important, and this learning this completely changed my life and completely blew my mind open. Generally speaking, energy can only be raised in a positive pole, which in women is the breasts. It's not our vaginas, it's our breasts. When our breasts are pulsating with aliveness, the overflow of energy results in a vibrational resonance down in our vaginas. Our energy literally flows down through this magnetic rod from the breasts down to the vagina. It's through our breasts that we enter the open, surrendered, highly sensitive state in which we experience a genuine yes to penetration and a desire to participate fully as partners in lovemaking. So what I'm trying to get across is that pleasured breasts are fundamental for women to experience the bliss state that we all yearn for during sex. When breasts receive the kind of touch and pleasure and caressing that activates their energy, and a woman understands and allows this magnetic phenomenon to become an integral part of her sexual experience, she begins to really truly enjoy sex like she's never done before. This is when sex stops feeling like a duty that she has to perform. This is when sex becomes the blissful experience that she's always desired. Sex becomes this joyful dance of joy in which her orgasms happen more and more easily and fill her whole bodies with love and joy and energy and bliss. Because the penis, or the lingam, is the positive pole in men, and because the standard Western model of sexuality is completely male-centric, the expectation is that the vagina is the female version of the penis energetically, and that this is the place where sex happens. But vaginas are our negative pole. You cannot activate energy in a negative pole. So in our misunderstanding of the female anatomy and our ignorance of how energy flows in the woman's body, we all make the mistake of trying to activate female energy, female sexual energy in the negative pole, in her vagina. And then, and this is the pain for women, we feel frustrated and broken because it doesn't work. To energetically enter a woman, her breasts must be given priority. They must be consciously incorporated into sex in a way that pleases her. But sadly, breasts are most often, in most women's experience, they are ignored or mistreated by both women and men. Our breasts are treated too roughly because they've been objectified by our society and kind of taken from us and become this marketing tool, this sales tool for the consumerist society we live in. Our whole lives, we have become shut down to them. We don't feel the pleasure and the joy in them anymore because they've been taken over by something else. Western society has told men for hundreds of years, essentially, that breasts are there for male gratification. So when men do touch our breasts, he is conditioned. It's not his fault. I'm not blaming him. I'm not finger pointing. I'm saying we need to understand that the male conditioning is that breasts are there for his stimulation, to turn him on, to fulfill his desires, his fantasies. So our breasts get treated roughly. And when this happens, we turn away because what our breasts, to activate the energy in our breasts, we need elegant, exquisite, delicate, gentle touch. We need caresses. This has the effect of lighting up our breasts. Inelegant, I'm going to call it inelegant male attention, has the effect of turning our breasts off. And if we don't light up our positive pole, nothing is going to light up in our bodies. We need gentleness and caressing, feathery touches, blows, like literally air blowing across our breasts, really delicate, really gentle. This is the kind of touch, the caressing, that lights our breasts up. When our breasts are squeezed or pushed, slapped, bitten, a repulsion sets in. And it's an angry repulsion because our body's knowledge is being denied. Like, our breasts know that they are where the true female sexuality is awakened, and when it's denied them, there's an anger, there's like a physical anger, and that's where we see male rejection, or the rejection of male attention. So keep coming back to the breasts are the woman's positive pole. This is where her energy is activated. If she turns off here, there's going to be no energy flowing down to her receptive negative pole, vagina. When they are lit up, the energy overflows, it pours down her body, the vagina opens, it's receptive, And that's where beautiful, amazing, blissful sex occurs. Now, sadly, because we don't understand the energy and the anatomy of women, we know that penetration happens without the activation of the breasts. It does happen. We know it happens. And I'm just going to say that it's never going to be the orgasmic experience that she could enjoy and that her male partner could enjoy with her. So the blunt truth here is that whatever a woman's breasts look like, or a man's personal interest in them, they are the absolute key to her sexual fulfillment through orgasm. Sadly, many women carry complexes, as we discussed at the beginning of this video, about their breasts, the size, the shape, how they hang, their fullness, positioning, where the shape and size of the nipples. There are endless ways in which women judge their own breasts as substandard. And then on top of the judgment of the physical appearance of breasts, you then have emotional injuries and heartbreaks and childhood wounds, which create energetic shields across this positive pole, which makes it more difficult for a woman to feel into her breasts and access the pleasure and the energy in here. It's important to understand that our bodies have cellular memories. You can't mistreat them for years, not know them for years, deny them for years, and then just expect them to become excited and regain their innocence about their pleasure. One of the key reasons why women experience unsatisfying sex, and one of the key reasons why women then turn off sex and become dissatisfied by it and uninterested in it and lose their libidos, is because our physical and energetic bodies have been misunderstood and mistreated for far, far, far too long. I don't think there's an intention on the part of any men to mistreat women, but in their ignorance, they do. We all pay the price. Women live lives devoid of pleasure, devoid of the delight, devoid of that sparkle and zest and spirit that literally lights up the lives of people around them. Men who live with women who have activated breasts and activated sexuality live a much, much happier life than men who are denied this experience, from women who are denied this experience. There's nothing broken in any of us. We are not broken. We do not need fixing. We are just tired of trying to apply a broken model to our bodies. It's time to learn a new way. Women can absolutely learn to re-love their own breasts, to re-love even the energy. If you no longer have breasts because they've needed to be surgically removed, the energy of the area is still exactly the same as it was when your breasts were intact. Our energy is the energy that's important here. We can resensitize the breasts or the area where we used to have breasts with our touch. We can grow that sensitivity with breath. We can become sensitive to our energy growing and moving and building in our bodies. And we can teach our lovers how we want our breasts to be touched. We can all incorporate beautiful, sensual, loving, gentle touch into our sexual experience, so our breasts are literally pulsating with life and our energy overflowing and flowing down the magnetic rod all the way down to our receptive vagina. If you would love to feel the sensation and joy in your breasts and you'd like support through the process, why not book a complimentary call with me? It's completely confidential. The intent is just to give us some space where we can get acquainted with one another. And if you're not ready to do that, but you want to hear more from me, you want to learn more, you want to start connecting more, subscribe to my newsletter. It's in the comment section below. Take care. Bye-bye.